guys, welcome into I Cannot Believe It, our Week 4 pregame show. I'm your host, Mary-Kate Herion, and here with me is our pregame editor, Courtney Baumann. So happy you're here yet again, Court. Let's start it off how we usually do. What were your thoughts on last week's game?
Well, it was the only one that I didn't get to see in person, but after watching film and from what I saw of the game, it just didn't look good. It definitely was not what you want to see from Iowa the week before Penn State. Defense looked shaky again. Offense didn't look as good as it has the past two games.
Yeah, you know, I am going to give the offense a little bit more credit than I did after the game on Saturday because they did get – it would have been a different game if those two touchdowns did not get
Oh, for
called.
sure, yeah.
And I also personally think what happened with Wadley was a little ridiculous. But, you know, the defense needs to step up. Jewell, again, like, just does not look like himself, the linebacking core as a whole. So they can't do that this weekend. Let's just put it that way. They have no room for mistakes at all. This team comes lights out every single game. They're so disciplined. So it's going to be interesting to see how it does all play out on Saturday. But I am, like we talked about, I'm super excited to see Wadley back in action this week. But more than that, I'm excited to see him and Saquon Barkley out there. You know, both of these guys are going to come out and play and try to outplay each other. So I'm excited just to see that because they are going to put on a show. I'm expecting it. But Wadley seems to always play better when there's someone out there just as good as he is.
Oh, yeah. We saw it in the Iowa State game, him against Montgomery, and he said it himself. He loves having that competition out there. He really just wants to one-up the other guy. So I think having him against Saquon is going to be a fun little matchup there. Saquon Barkley is just so good. And, yeah, it's going to be fun to see them. Wadley's going to want to come out and do a little bit better than last year. Only 30 yards on the ground. A little rough for Iowa at Penn State, but we'll see how they do this week.
Yeah, and just the defense as a whole, they talked about on Tuesday their plan for Barkley, and they said as soon as he touches the ball, everyone's going for him. So they did have to change up their game plan a little bit, but I'm excited. They definitely have to be pumped up for this game. They got kind of embarrassed last year, so I'm excited to see Josey get out there, and they need to play like they played against Wyoming and against my guy Josh Allen. So, but the guys have a lot to say about their plan and to attack Saquon. So take a look.
Very explosive. He's fast. He can run and catch the ball. You know, we're gonna have to use great pursuit on him, and all their players. They got many good players, and just rock and roll the ball.
Just his size and speed, I'd say. You know, he really, when he's in the open field, he's tough to bring down. You know, with one guy. I think that's what makes him super dangerous.
Where does he rank on as far as the backs you faced in the last 3 years you've been here?
You know, we've faced a lot of really good running backs, but I mean, yeah, he's up there. You can compete with any of them.
Yeah, I mean, he's a powerful guy, and he can also move lateral. So it's just understanding, you know, what he can do in certain space, and trying to get everybody rallied to the football.
Yeah, I think we just have to be aggressive under the ball and make the plays that we're reliable to make, responsible to make.
Now, not only does the Iowa defense have to prepare for Barkley, but they also have to prepare to take on one of college football's top quarterbacks, Trace McSorley. McSorley is 51 of 76 for 753 yards with 9 touchdowns, and he has had 18 consecutive games with a touchdown thrown.
Yeah.
What is Iowa going to have to do just to prepare for this entire offense in general?
Oh, boy. It's going to be tough. You know, after seeing them the last 2 weeks, I can't see Iowa just flipping a switch so quickly to be able to take on this offense. And it's not just those two that they have in weapons. They have McSorley's thrown to quite a few different targets that they all have catches, and quite a few have touchdowns from him too. He's also a threat on the ground. He's averaging about 30 to 35 yards per game rushing himself. It's going to be really tough for Iowa's defense.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good test for them. But here's what the defense has to say about their preparation for McSorley.
He's explosive again. He can throw the ball and he can run the ball. We're gonna have to, keep eyes on him. And like I said, they got many good players, and they'll come ready to play, and so will we.
And they can be a pretty big play team, especially with the quarterback running around in the backfield and just slinging it, after a while. So we're just gonna have to be doing our jobs and be able to keep him contained and then staying in coverage.
I think he's a good player, and I think if we just play our keys and just play the defense called, I think we'll be fine.
All right, so last year's loss, I don't think anyone really likes to talk about it because it was pretty embarrassing. They talked a little bit about revenge on Tuesday and how it's a different team, but do not tell me that they do not want to go out there and just completely run all over Penn State, which probably won't happen, but
There's,
it's okay.
Yeah, there's no way that they're not.
Yeah.
They don't have that in their mind. You know, Parker Hesse kind of said it. He wants a little bit of a revenge out there. He said that plane ride back from Pennsylvania last year was pretty tough one, pretty long one.
Yeah.
Iowa just looked so bad last year. There's no way that that's not in their minds. But then again, it is a different team.
Yep.
There's a whole lot of new people on Iowa this year. Same with Penn State.
Yeah.
Quite a few key people that are coming back for both teams, but still, we'll keep it up with it. We'll agree with the team and Kirk and say that maybe they have it out of their minds.
Well, even Kirk was saying too that half of the guys that are starting this year did not travel last year, or at least a couple of them.
So many of them are freshmen or redshirt freshmen.
So I mean, they may not have been there, but they understand it. That's not fun to go to go all the way to Penn State and just get nationally embarrassed. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see it, but let's go with predictions now. What do you think is going to happen?
I've been so optimistic this season, but I don't see Iowa winning this game.
Yeah.
Penn State's offense is just too good. Iowa's defense is just too bad, frankly. Iowa's offense, maybe they can keep up with them, but Penn State's defense is so good. They've only given up 14 points this entire season.
Yeah.
Penn State's outscored opponents 141-14. It's unreal.
Yeah.
So I really don't see Iowa pulling this one out, but I'm thinking it's going to be a 2-3-4 score game.
Another little fun fact, Penn State is beating their team average by 41 points. So, but my prediction, okay, so I told you earlier that in the paper I said Penn State hands down. I do part of me, which is very odd for Mary Kate because I never pick Iowa. But
a little bit of a pessimist.
No, yeah, a little bit. But I've seen what Iowa can do in situations like this. So, half of me does. I either think it's going to be extremely close and Iowa is somehow going to pull it out again and going to make me look
Rerun
wrong.
of Michigan.
Yeah. As the entire week, as I said, you don't have a shot. You're going to get embarrassed. But then the other part is they're going to get destroyed. So we'll see. I mean, I'm going to pick Penn State just by the numbers. But you know what? I'm hoping Iowa can go out there and just play the way that they have in the past, and these seniors need to step up. Basic as that. They need to step up. Matt Vandenberg needs to step up. Wadley needs to step up on offense, and Stanley needs to keep leading the way he has been. It's going to be a big platform, 6:30 game, ABC primetime.
So excited. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so that is it for us, though. So make sure you tune in every Friday with me and Courtney as we break down Iowa's opponents for each week, and we will see you guys right here next Friday.